EA College Football 25 dropped a big update this morning. Let's go over some details how it's going to affect Dynasty and recruiting. Quick plug, if you're new here, check out my channel. We got a lot of different things going on. Temple Dynasty rebuild. We just entering year 4. I just dropped the off-season video, so it's the perfect time to tap in if y'all haven't already. This update covers a bunch of different things, man. Dynasty, you got Road to Glory, presentation, jerseys, pretty much a little bit everything in this update. Also gameplay. We're just gonna go over some of the more important things in my opinion. If y'all want to see everything that this update changed, I'll make sure to link it down below. Alright, first thing here, they added the ability to save custom audibles across all game modes. Man, I think that's gonna be real big for the online community. It will be helpful in Dynasty offline as well, if you definitely the type person where you want to be able to audible out of any play, and it saves across game modes. So if you do it in Dynasty, you want to take it to play now, it will save. You're able to do this for 32 playbooks. So that's a cool addition that they added. So next, they tuned down the wear and tear in this game. And for me, it was a hit or miss, man. I know in Road to Glory, that was a whole different issue. Wear and tear was going crazy in Road to Glory. But for me that played Dynasty, like I said, it was kind of hit or miss. I had one game where my running back wear and tear was pretty bad. He took a hit like the second play of the game, and he wasn't able to pretty much play the rest of the game. But I had other games where he got 30 carries and was fine the entire day. So it was either a hit or miss for me, but good to see that they toned it down a little bit. Light composure tuning to increase the impact to attributes when getting hot or cold. This is good to see in my opinion, because for me, I know, my players getting hot and cold in Dynasty, but I never felt the difference. I never felt like my player was hot compared to, anyone that played 2K out there. When you get hot in 2K and your player get takeover, you can know, like you'll know that player is in takeover, he's playing better. I didn't get that in this mode, so hopefully this improves that, and we're able to see when a player is hot, he's really playing a lot better. Next, we have several zone coverage AI improvements, man. For a guy like me, I'm ecstatic, man. I'm a big zone guy. I don't run much man in this game. I know I'm telling my scheme, my game plan, don't matter, man. My team just got better overnight just from me updating the game. And you could read through exactly what they done, but pretty much zone coverage should be in a little bit of a better spot. Next, we have general CPU play calling and code suggestions tuning across all game modes. I hope that helps the play calling for the computer and Dynasty mode. Obviously it's an AI, but for me, I feel like I could see a trend in the computer. Like, I know that they're never going to run the ball under 2 minutes unless they're in pretty much their red zone. They're never going to do certain things in certain situations. They don't go for it on 4th and 1 from midfield, even if they're losing in the second half, things like that. So hopefully that helps, just better with the logic of the computer play calling. And also I had a game where the AI ran literally like 10 to 15 jet touch passes that game, man. Literally like 10 to 15. I have the video on my channel, all that, but hopefully that just makes that a little bit better. And next part, I won't read all of this, but they essentially added some more plays to the defensive playbook and then also changed the way some zones work. So next, let's talk about presentation. And they changed a couple stadiums to make them a little bit more realistic to how they are in real life. They added a lot of new uniforms, changed, however you want to word it, Colorado, Louisiana Tech. I won't read through it. You see the whole list, but that's good to see. And they, EA living up to the promises they made, man. They said they was going to continue to add different uniforms throughout the year, also update stadiums as they get more information as the season go on. So that's great to see. Next, for the game mode we all here for, Dynasty. They fixed the pretty much that scheduling issue, man. When you try to auto fix the schedules, you kind of ran into a glitch sometimes. I thought they'd been fixed that, but now it should be fixed for sure. Next, they fixed the issue where recruits would be assigned the incorrect jersey numbers up until position changes in the offseason. Next, increase the penalty for choosing pitches that the recruit is not interested in when hard or soft selling. That's interesting, man. That could change the meta of recruiting a little bit. It could. I don't know. We gonna have to see how it plays out. But before, if you put the soft sell on, if you wasn't 100% sure on that guy's, motivations, you put the soft sell on them, you had some confidence that, you wasn't going to be too negatively impacted, especially with the soft sell. The hard sell was a little bit more different. If you wasn't sure his motivations, I was a little bit more hesitant to put the hard sell on. But at the end of the day, I still feel comfortable doing it. And, I knew it wasn't going to tank my stock that much. Now, I got to test it, man. I got to really see how big of an impact that will be. Next, increase the reward for higher schools grades when pitching a recruit with a hard or soft sell, man. So what that means to me is the rich gets richer. You know, if you're a top program, if you have high grades, if you put the hard sell on that player, your hard sell is now even going to do more to their influence meter. So for the lower schools, I feel like it's going to be tougher to recruit, especially these 4 and 5 stars. When you're a lower school, your grades are not that good. So essentially it's just the rich getting richer, and they making recruiting a little bit more difficult, which I agree with, man. I agree with. You know, we kind of figure out recruiting at this point. I don't want to say it's easy, but it's easy at this point. So I'm glad they made this change and trying to make things a little bit more challenging. Next, include additional pop-ups in recruiting to inform the user why certain actions cannot be allowed. Listen, more information the better. You know, more information the better. We're not going to turn down, knowledge. So glad to see that. And then last thing I'm going to cover for Dynasty is fix the issue where coaches would not receive any job offers when receiving a contract extension. It makes sense why, you wouldn't receive a contract offer when you just signed a new contract but at the same time, you don't have the option to renew your contract in this game. They kind of just renew it automatically. So makes sense on both ends, but you should at least have the option to become a free agent if you want to in this game. So first off, let's give credit to EA for even dropping a patch like this, man. They continue to drop patches as this game came out, and that's good to see, man. Good to see for sure. I think my only issue with this patch, I wanted to be more meta changing, man. I wanted to be more changing. Like, for example, if anyone played Apex Legends, once they drop their patch, probably once every 90 days, I believe, their patches, to change the meta, to get people coming back to the game that haven't been here for a while, make the game feel refreshing. So personally, I wanted a little bit more of a change to recruiting. I think I think for recruiting, if you use some of the old strategies, I think they still will work. We have to test the game. We have to see for sure. I'm going to probably post a video tomorrow of me testing, the new recruiting and see how it feels, see if it feels any different. Because at the same time, they could have changed something and not putting the patch notes, or something could have went off, whatever. So we're gonna test it out tomorrow, but at the same time I wish they would have did a little bit of a better job of changing the meta in Dynasty and in recruiting. But hey, beggars can't be choosers. One more change I really wish I would have saw is sway. Either make sway better, make sway, remove sway. And the same thing with the visits, man. I want visits to be more impactful, make visits a little bit better. And I feel like those are options we really don't use much. And then same thing with the soft sell, man. Soft sell, I feel like people do not really use the soft sell much, because why would you use the soft sell if you got the hard sell? And then the one good thing about the soft sell, in my opinion, was that if you did soft sell, well, you wasn't sure about, all their motivation, so you put the soft sell on. Well, now that penalty is even worse. So for me personally, I feel like it's almost less of a reason to use a soft sell, and they double down on the hard sell. And it's like, why is it all these other options here if it's no point to really use them? So you still want to send the house probably and then go to the hard sell. But yeah, I would like just to see a little bit better with the sway. For me, the sway, I wanted to be, if I put the sway on, I wanted to work every single time, and I wanted to work, the first time as well. We don't have time to lose that many hours, so yeah, I think they kind of dropped the ball with that one. And I don't want this to turn to a rant video, but one last thing I really wanted to see change was pipelines. Like, make it so we could change pipelines, or pipelines could progress throughout the year. I don't know, I'm not a software developer or a game tech, whatever. I don't know how difficult that is to implement into this game, but in my head, it don't seem that difficult. It seemed doable to have that come out in the patch. Yeah, it probably would be a bigger patch, but if they was able to, add dynamic pipelines some point this year, I think that'd be fantastic. So that's pretty much all I'm going to cover in this section, in this article. You still got college ultimate teams that I did not touch on because I don't really play it. And then they also got a little bit for Road to Glory. Feel free to check this out. I'll make sure to leave that link in the description. If y'all enjoyed the content, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, man. I got a lot of different things going on my channel, so check me out. Appreciate y'all for watching.